Billy Joel, the ultimate collection. The way I feel about Billy Joel is a bit like the way I feel about Elton John. I admire them immensely, but there is not a lot of their output that I actually like. I don't even have an Elton John compilation, though I think he is a great pianist and songwriter. I just don't like his singing. With Billy Joel, my problem is over familiarity. But Just the Way You Are is not the kind of song I would ever like, even if it was not played to death by Joel himself and numerous cover artists. Uptown Girl is very clever in the way he captured the sound of the 60s vocal groups, but I've just heard it too many times. Piano Man is a great song, well-crafted lyrics, excellent piano accompaniment, but I hear it all the time, usually played on a guitar. I remember liking Still Rock and Roll to Me back in the days when we all wore skinny ties and wanted to be exploited by the music business. And I remember absolutely loving We Didn't Start the Fire. But once you get used to the clever use of metre and rhyme, it starts to sound a bit like a shopping list. I would definitely recommend River of Dreams, Innocent Man, and the sublime She's Always a Woman to Me. One of his songs that would make me buy a Billy Joel album. I do really like Until the Night from the album 52nd Street, which would be one of Springsteen's greatest songs if he had written it. I also love Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, but this double CD is so chock full of Billy Joel favourites, neither of these songs are included. Obviously I would have had no trouble dropping songs to make space. I'm also a big fan of Say Goodbye to Hollywood, though I prefer the version Ronnie Spector recorded with the E Street Band. The other songs I particularly like are the ones that feature characters. The US Marines in Goodnight Saigon, his Vietnam War epic, and the story of the sad clown keeping the children happy in his Cold War epic Leningrad. The lyrics tend to say everything that needs to be said without too much unnecessary embellishment. The clever thing about Billy Joel is that he is such a self-contained performer. Like Elton John, the heavy lifting is all done by his piano playing. But in the epic pieces, he employs every musical trick to get his point across, to tug at your emotions. Like a film soundtrack, the strings tend to be less schmaltzy than on the love songs, and more poignant. In Allentown we meet desperate characters living in a dead-end town that has lost its steelworks. We meet a man in an abusive relationship living for Lena, and a failing fisherman in Nantucket. On this album he plays a duet in a minor key with Ray Charles. And in the end, it is all about soul. Billy Joel.